this video, we're going to be talking about spirituality and eating animal products, eating meat, and much more. Let's get started. Hey superstar, Gavin is here. This video is about eating meat and animal products if you're spiritual, and some of the things that I've been through in my own experience when it comes to plant-based diets and following a specific plan, and what the spiritual beings think about eating animal product, because I've actually asked a few different spiritualists, spiritual people and channels and the ayahuasca about eating animal product. In the next video, we're going to be talking about spirituality and being happy, how to be more fulfilled and have spirituality at the same time. In other words, how to have internal success, external success, but also that of spirituality. So having it all. It's key to have it all, right? So if you want to get that video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We also have neutrality shifting coaching available. So if you want to shift your personality into the reality that you want, for example, if you want to be more extroverted or you want to make more sales, close sales, start a business and really make that happen, or make your existing business more successful, then we have neutrality shifting coaching available. The link will be in the description. Go check it out. It will change your life. So meat, all right? So I've had instances where I've asked a channel. Okay, a channel is someone like Abraham Hicks, where she's able to channel higher energies and have it come through in human form. And there was this time where I actually got to go to Sedona to meet my mentor, and he was teaching us spirituality and how to heal the chakras and much more. It was an amazing event. It was in a really big mansion, and we had this amazing view of the Sedona rocks, the Sedona mountains. And the weather and the energy there is absolutely amazing. It's incredible. If you ever get a chance to go to Sedona, it will change your life. It will change your life just being there because of the energy. The energy, there's a lot of vortexes there and stuff like this. And so there's a lot of positive energies, high vibration, and it will change your life being there. So I went there and I was learning energy healing. And there were a few people there that could channel. And it was really amazing because we could ask, questions about this dimension, what life's all about and stuff like this. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask about, because at the time I was plant-based, I asked, what do you think about a plant-based diet? What do you think about veganism and stuff like this? Okay, and again, this is coming from a higher power, all right? They said that the plant-based diet, vegan-based diet, is the way we would prefer things to be, okay? Prefer things to be. If everyone was on a plant-based, they would love it to be that way. But they then also understand that the nutritional content of the plants and the vegetables and the stuff like this have been tampered with. And for a lot of people, it's not affordable to do the organic. So there's people, farmers, who are spraying pesticides and all of these toxic products on the vegetables, on the fruits and stuff like this. This is yet happening to animals. Animals are being injected with hormones and stuff like this, or whatever it is. And, they're being grown really fast or whatever it is, which is then again bad for our health. But at the same time, it's like the contrast between the expenses and the money and the nutritional content. So it's hard for people to let go of the way that they've always been as well. So they were saying stuff like this along the lines of this. And it made me really understand that there's a lot that goes into being plant-based diet. There's a lot of people who have a specific construct, a different mindset around food. And the main thing that I hear people say when it comes to eating meat is they can't stop eating meat. I love meat. And for a lot of people, what they don't realize is I'm not trying to convince you to be plant-based or vegan here right now. Just if you were to make meat just plain, right? No seasoning, no spices or anything like that. Chicken, for example, you'll realize it doesn't taste that great. It's really plain. It tastes like vegetables, like, you know, really plain. It's the spices and the seasoning and stuff like this that actually makes it more delicious. And so it's really funny that people would say, "Oh, I love meat. I love the way it tastes." It's not that. It's not that that's the case. Also, what I've learned along my journey through taking the ayahuasca is there's a specific dieta. There's a specific way of eating before you take the plant medicine. But what I'm getting from Mother Ayahuasca is that it's okay to consume animal product. Now, some people say, oh, you're killing the animals and harming the animals. They're being tortured and stuff like this. And I totally understand that perspective because, again, I was plant-based. And whilst that is happening, what we need to realize at the same time now is, okay, am I thriving on a plant-based diet? Are my emotions right? Is my psychology right? Do I actually feel good holistically on a plant-based diet or a vegan diet? A lot of people can say yes. A lot of people can say no, right? It's just where you are at. Now, the things that can affect this is your beliefs. The things that can affect this is where you are born and your ancestry, your parents and their parents and what they ate. What can also affect this, did I say like, where you live, the weather, stuff like this. What can also affect this is your blood type. There's a book called Eat Right for Your Type. There's so many combinations. And so from my perspective, there is no one size fits all diet. Everyone is unique. Everyone is different. You are like a snowflake. There's no one like you. There never has been anyone like you. And there never will be anyone just like you. You are a unique snowflake. And I would suggest, just overall, you put your own unique print on the world and don't be afraid to do that. When you're more of your authentic self and you're not reaching out, trying to be what everyone else wants you to be, or, the constructs of your belief systems and your conditioning, and following that, you're out of alignment with your truth. You're out of alignment with who you are. And so, whilst I just took a tangent, let's get back to the point. You're unique. You're a snowflake. And so, each individual needs different nutrients, needs different vitamins, needs different minerals in different amounts. And when you get your food and your nutrition in the right amounts from the right sources, right, now you're going to thrive. And it's interesting because just recently I went to see my herbalist doctor. And it wasn't for me. I actually took my uncle to go see him. And what he does is he scans your body. He has this technology where it scans your body, right? It reads the frequencies of your body. It will find out if you got this and this. It even goes down to the DNA. It goes and checks your teeth. It checks if there's enough blood running to your brain. It checks if there's enough oxygen going to your brain. It checks how healthy your heart is, your liver is, your pancreas, your digestive system, your gut, your intestines, every vein and nerve of your body. It checks literally everything that's going on with your entire body. All right? Very, very powerful stuff. And then it tells you the nutrients that you're out of alignment in and in alignment in. So you got adequate vitamin D, you got adequate B3, you got adequate vitamin C, whatever it is. But you're out of balance on vitamin A. You're out of balance on this. You're out of balance on this. And so he can create a customized nutrition plan for that particular individual. Provide the herbs that's needed for that particular individual. He doesn't say, oh, follow this diet and it's going to work out for you. No, he gives you what your body needs. The system even tells you the exact food products that you should consume on a consistent basis to get back into balance, to thrive. It's a really, really powerful perspective. So just going plant-based might lead you into getting some of those nutrients and stuff like this, but you don't truly know if you're fulfilling all your nutritional needs through that particular diet. And I'm not saying that you can't do it, but you can do it, but it's about knowing where you're deficient at. And then if you are going and consuming all of the nutrition in that particular diet, and you know, oh, I'm still not feeling good, even though I'm fulfilling all these nutritional needs, then there might be something wrong with the diet. Okay, I'm not saying that there is, I'm just saying that there can be. All right. So in my own personal life, struggled on the plant-based diet. I actually had met someone, a woman, and we got together. She was pescatarian at the time, and that motivated me to become pescatarian. I actually ended up going to Tony Robbins' event, Unleash the Power Within. I traveled from the UK to New York by myself, by the way, and I was quite young. And I just had to go because I just found myself procrastinating on building my business, and I didn't understand why. And I wanted to break through that. Didn't necessarily get my breakthrough, but I was like feeling more good about myself. So I went to that event, and at that event on the fourth day, they talk about health. And it's actually kind of interesting because I went recently and they didn't really talk about health in the same way as they did the first time I went. But anyway, on the fourth day, they talk about health and consuming a more alkaline diet and making sure your pH balance is optimal and reducing the amount of meat product that you consume. When I went, he was talking about pescatarianism, right? Fish, not necessarily any red meat or chicken or anything like that. He actually thinks chicken is really bad. I don't think he thinks it. I think he's done research, but really bad for you, etc., etc. So he talks about going pescatarian. My girlfriend is pescatarian. He's saying pescatarian. I looked up to him. I loved my girlfriend. I was like, I'm going pescatarian. So I went pescatarian, and my energy levels went up. Okay, at that point in time, I wasn't really feeling, 100% well. Okay, and when I went pescatarian, I was feeling better. I was feeling good, but then my results dipped. And sometimes that's what happens. Like when something new comes along and you're like, oh, shiny object, and you're like motivated on it. And then after some time, that motivation kind of dips down. It's kind of what happened with the food. It's like, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling alive, blah, blah, blah. So it may have been placebo, who knows, right? But I was feeling good for a while, and then those results dipped. I thought, oh, maybe it's the fish, maybe it's the eggs that I'm eating. By the way, pescatarian is when you still eat eggs and fish, all right? So I think dairy products as well, which eggs is dairy products. So anyway, so I was on the pescatarian, and I thought, oh, it must be the fish, it must be the eggs, so I need to cut those out too. And I went plant-based, which is completely nuts, seeds, and vegetables and fruits. Okay, no animal product. In other words, I didn't eat anything with a face. Okay? I didn't eat anything with a face, or I didn't eat from anything with a face. If it has a face, I don't eat it, right? It's so interesting when you go plant-based. Like, people are like, well, can you eat potatoes? Does it have a face? Does it come from something with a face? Like, it's crazy. People ask these silly questions. Can you eat rice? It's like, what? What are you talking about? So anyway, I digress. So I just made up in my head, like, oh, it must be this, because other people on the internet and stuff like this saying, you need to cut it all out, and that's why you're feeling that way, etc., etc. So I went plant-based. Now, veganism is totally different. It's the next level. So I wouldn't consider myself at the time a vegan. I was calling myself a vegan, but I wasn't vegan at the time. Veganism is where everything, you're not even wearing animal product. Even the creams and the makeup they use is not from an animal. Okay, it's really, really strict, like in terms of the animal and stuff like this. Nothing comes from an animal that you wear, consume, anything. Okay, so that's what vegan is. So I was plant-based. During being plant-based, again, I had that same experience. Lift. I was doing a lot of juicing and smoothies, and I was making almond nuts from scratch, and I was consuming all these nuts and seeds, and I was getting in um, to sprouting, and doing all this stuff to gain nutrition from my diet being plant-based. A lot of work. And I was eating organic. I was eating from an organic farmer's market, mostly organic. But after some time, my results start to dip, and that was like the not final straw. That was like I just sort of like said to myself, well, it must be something to do with me. It must be me. That's why I feel bad. I just got worse and worse and worse. Literally, I stayed maybe 3, 4 years on this diet trying to fix the issue through a plant-based diet. I went to see that same herbalist machine giving all the things that I need on a plant-based diet. Did not work. Was trying to consume all this stuff. Okay, and in my previous video, I talk about fatigue and spirituality. You want to check it out, the link's over there. So I was consuming all this stuff. I was spending thousands of pounds trying to figure out on food, on nutrition, herbalist, and research, and doing these blood tests and all this stuff. Everything I was doing, everything I tried didn't work. I was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, to the point I couldn't get out of bed. Right? I don't think it was just the nutrition. I think it was the stress of the girlfriend as well at the time. It was financial. I had a business as well, so there's a lot of stress that would add to it. And so my environment wasn't conducive with an environment where I could thrive energetically. However, what happened was I went to an event in the French Alps, and there was a guy that taught me about this nutritionist. I went and hired a nutritionist, and she gave me specific foods to eat. And she said basically I have to go back onto eating meat. All right? And I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. She's like, just try it out, see what happens. Right? And so first I started eating tuna, and I started feeling better. Tuna's not necessarily the best because there's a lot of mercury, but even though I ate that product, I started feeling better pretty much straight away. Like I could feel my body responding to it. It was like, whoa, like instantly. Like after I had ate that meal, I had a tuna salad. After I had ate that meal, I felt a lift in my energy. My brain was turning back on. I was like, whoa, okay. And then she started getting me into the more denser meats, okay, the land meats and stuff like this. And then I started consuming those, and then I felt even better. And so there's a lot of different perspectives. There's a lot of different energies around food and diet. There's a lot of emotions around food and diet. However, overall, I don't think one size fits all. I'm anemic. I have pernicious anemia as well, which I think I healed, by the way. I'm anemia trait, which means my mother has sickle cell anemia. My ancestry eats a certain way. And so I switched it up, and it didn't work for me. And so now what I do is I switch it up. So sometimes I will go plant-based for a while. I use it as a tool. Okay, I'm going to do a cleanse. I'm going to go plant-based. I'm going to do all this stuff. Get in a little bit of a higher vibration. Get into the higher chakras. Right? The plant-based, the higher vibrational foods, so to speak, puts you in the higher chakras. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. The animal products, the low foods, right? Not necessarily low in vibration, but the lower foods, root, sacral, solar plex. So what I do, the way I see it is, okay, if I want to get knowledge and I want to really tune into a higher power and really connect in, just like people who do ayahuasca, before you're going to do ayahuasca, you do a specific diet. to get into those higher chakras, to be able to consume the ayahuasca and not have, you know, adverse reactions and too much negative visuals and stuff like this. So there's a specific diet for the ayahuasca. And so what I'm saying is the tool is I would get into the higher chakras and I'll get downloads and information and stuff like when I want to chill out, take a break from work and maybe go on holiday or whatever it is, cleanse my body out and get into those higher chakras. But when it comes to taking action and being in this dimension and making stuff happen, I'll get back to eating animal products and get into my, you know, doom, right? My doom, whatever that is, my doom, right? Making stuff happen. And I'm not saying plant-based is not doom and like you can't be strong on a plant-based diet, but for me, customized me, unique self-like me, I am stronger, happier, thrive more on meat-based, okay? Having the meat in my diet, all right? So that's my perspective on it. In terms of spirituality overall, in this time and age, I don't think there's any bad karma for doing it. I think the universe knows, I think the energies knows, the higher beings know what's going on our planet. And, you know, we've got to think about money, you know, the different blood types. We've got to think about where people live. We've got to think about the ancestry. We've got to think the unique soul snowflake. And so we've got to think about people's energy, okay? So I say, do what thrives, find that balance, find something that works for you, and don't stick to one thing when it's not working. There's loads of videos here on YouTube where people struggle with the plant-based diet, where that's what they do for a living, for example. All right. There's a woman named Tish Wonders. She has an amazing channel on eating healthy and stuff like this. She's an expert in the area, right? And she recently completely came off plant-based diet because it wasn't working for her. I think she said her teeth were breaking, her hair was falling out and stuff like this. There's loads of other stories of people going through these problems with the diet. So she was on it for years and she only started to see negative effects over time. It's actually affecting her brain and her memory as well. I had those experiences as well where it affected my memory. You know, someone would tell me something and I wasn't like here, like I was like in space and stuff like this, and it was affecting my brain. Who knows, maybe my B vitamins were low, whatever. I'm just pointing out there that there's loads of people, if you do your research, if you type in the vegan or, you know, plant-based didn't work for me, whatever, you'll see there's loads of people coming out and saying that they're not thing anymore. And it's becoming this thing where people are being more comfortable with coming out, right? With not being plant-based anymore. Because people used to hide away, like, because some of that community, right, the vegan community, will shame you for changing, right? And that just, it is what it is, right? And so people are afraid to come out, that it's not working for them, that they're struggling and stuff like this, don't have any energy levels or whatever, all right? So with that being said, I love you, I appreciate you, take care of yourself, love yourself, keep watching, keep learning, keep expanding. There'll be a link in the description for one-on-one coaching if you want to check that out. Neutrality shifting coaching will radically change your life. So if you need to shift your diet or you want to lose weight or whatever it is, we can get you into the personality that helps you lose weight or gain muscle, whatever it is. Follow the diet without any issues. That's what we do in neutrality shifting coaching. If you want to watch more videos, there'll be 2 videos popping on screen right now. Keep growing, keep learning, keep expanding. Speak to you soon. Peace, peace.